Grad school borrowing is getting a hard cap, and that could reshape how students pay for a degree. Tonight, the new limits and the tough choices they could face. AI is becoming a new money-saving tool, helping consumers negotiate with more confidence. Next, how to use it to prepare, spot leverage, and ask for a better deal. And a local victim makes a critical decision just in time to get thousands of dollars in cash back after it was mailed to a scammer. See how they got their money back before it was delivered to the wrong hands. Welcome to the Watchdog, where we protect consumers, share warnings and alerts, and help save you money. I'm Jen Pachano. Let's begin with a local scam victim who mailed thousands of dollars in cash to a scammer in Florida and was actually able to get all the money back. And it was all thanks to quick thinking and quick action from the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad.
I honestly thought it was a done deal. I didn't think we'd ever see that money.
All too often, scam victims believe they're helpless and their situation hopeless. But a local victim discovered that when she alerted the right people right away, she could be made whole. This Cuyahoga County woman, we'll call her Ann, knew right away her husband was wrapped up in a scam.
He had told me that he needed to go to the post office and try to stop something that he had sent. That's when I found out that he had sent $3,500 in cash in an envelope to these people in Florida.
Her husband, Bob, believed he had won $15 million and a car from Publishers Clearinghouse. Now, red flag number one, Publishers Clearinghouse declared bankruptcy in 2025. Scam Squad investigator and former postal inspector Terry Sullivan says sending cash should have also set off alarm bells.
You never mail cash, and only scammers will ask you to mail cash.
Or why did they ask for the money?
They told him that it was an IRS registration fee, so that he had to register to get that money with the IRS for tax purposes.
Ann was hopeful the Scam Squad could help undo the damage. She called them within about a day of the package being mailed. Investigators got to work and tracked the package to a distribution center in Riviera Beach, Florida.
It was on the truck to be delivered to the scammer that day.
Sullivan says Ann taking action and calling the Scam Squad as soon as she suspected the scam was critical.
The local post office called the carrier and told them not to deliver the package and to bring it back.
Once the package was pulled from the delivery truck, it was sent by the postal inspector back here to Cleveland for Terry and the local postal inspector to return in person to Ann and her husband. What was that moment like when they came to your home and handed you this cash that you thought was gone forever?
You know, I know that there are a lot of people who have been scammed out of way more than us, right? And it's horrid that it even happens. But that's a lot of money for us.
It's kind of like a home run. Yeah, it really is, because so many times you miss the gap. You know, like they call you too late and it's already been delivered.
But even after the delivery was diverted and the money returned, the scammers didn't stop. They'd been tracking the package from Cleveland to Florida and back.
The minute that stop was put on that money, they knew. And they called immediately.
My name is Owen O'Donoghue, and I am the newly appointed CEO here at the Publishers Clearinghouse Claims and Validation Department.
They continued to call 10 times a day, trying to convince Bob he was a winner and to send money again, playing on emotions.
Won our second place prize, which is in the amount of $2,500,000, along with a brand new 2025 GLE 63 AMG Mercedes-Benz motor vehicle, as well as a bonus prize for $7,000 each week for a lifetime.
He wanted it to be true. He wanted to, you know, in my heart, I truly believe that he wanted to give me that better life, to give me that new car.
While they aren't Publishers Clearinghouse winners, Ann says she still feels incredibly lucky.
I did win. I beat them. And that to me speaks volumes. You know, they didn't get over on us.
So we wanted to know what happened to the person at the address that the cash was mailed to. Were they being investigated or prosecuted for their involvement? Well, Sullivan says that it's out of their jurisdiction here in Cuyahoga County, and because this was the first and only time a package like this had been mailed to that address, it was likely another victim who was unknowingly complicit in this scam. Since Bob engaged with the scammers, Ann knows he'll continue to be targeted. So she set up some guardrails, blocking calls coming in, limiting her husband's access to their money. She knows their information has been sold to countless other scammers on the dark web. So she hopes that others are going to hear this story, pay closer attention to their loved ones, and act as quickly as she did when alarm bells went off. Well, most scam stories don't end like that, with victims getting their money back. 2 men and a woman recently found guilty in an international email hacking scheme that defrauded more than 1,000 victims out of approximately $215 million. The email hacking scheme spanned 47 states and 19 countries and included victims here in Northeast Ohio, in Norwalk, Kent, Akron, Hudson, and Maple Heights. Now, in total, 25 defendants were convicted for their roles in this business email compromise scheme, where these scammers, they impersonate someone a company does business with and then hacks in to request payment or send an invoice. A pair of brothers and a public official they befriended have been sentenced to prison for a multi-million-dollar scheme that spanned multiple states and countries. Prosecutors say the trio impersonated foreign royalty to exploit victims for millions. Zubair al-Zubair of Bratenahl, his brother Muzammil al-Zubair from Pepper Pike, and their associate Michael Leon Smedley, the former chief of staff for the city of East Cleveland, found guilty of investment fraud, a crypto mining venture, schemes involving real estate, and fraudulent emergency small business loans during the pandemic. They then spent those millions on luxury cars, first-class travel all over the world, and designer clothes and guns, as well as expensive dinners. Now, the brothers were sentenced to more than 20 years in prison. Smedley got an 8-year sentence. They were also ordered to pay more than $20 million in restitution to their victims and forfeit 70 guns purchased with their fraud proceeds. More consumers are now using artificial intelligence as a secret weapon to save money when negotiating a price. In this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Rachel DePompa finds out how people are doing it.
A lot more people are starting to use AI to level the playing field when it comes to negotiating a price. Whether it's your rent or salary, haggling over car prices, and even subscription fees. We caught up with Andres Lares, managing partner of Shapiro Negotiations Institute. He says AI is a great tool to help you research and be prepared.
You can ask, hey, I'm looking for this job or this type of home in this area, and what are all the comparables? And it can do a lot of the research for you. So that's the good, but it's important to have the one caveat, which is you got to check its work. So we're still at a place where there's a few hallucinations. So you don't want to anchor your entire negotiation just on one precedent that AI spit out without you checking that source.
He says AI is best for brainstorming. Your questions could be, what are 5 different ways I could frame this? Or how would I write an email? Give me 2 or 3 different options. It could also help you come up with the negotiables.
Let's say you're negotiating a salary or compensation for your job. Well, oftentimes we're thinking only about the salary component, and we're not thinking about the paid time off, remote work, title, what expenses are covered, parking spots, it could be anything, right? And so how much 401k matching, all of these things. And so if you kind of have it give you a brainstorming list of things you can negotiate, sometimes you'll find some things you hadn't thought about.
He says you can even practice coming up with answers to pushback you might receive, or it can help you recognize delay tactics. Lares says AI doesn't replace negotiations, it just strengthens your skills. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
Still to come, there's a new twist on the jury duty scam that's been circulating for years, and it's working. We'll tell you what the scammers are doing now to try and find new victims. Welcome back to the Watchdog. I'm your host, Jen Pachano. It's time for our Ask the Scam Squad portion of the show. And this is where we bring in members of the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad. They're the people that are fielding reports of trending scams. They're helping victims try to get their money back if they can, and definitely warning people of trending scams and red flags. So joining us today is Sammy Noctegal. She is with the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC. And you tell me that there is something coming across your desk, a new twist on the jury duty scam, which is very popular right now because it's working, right?
Right.
Yeah. So what's the new twist?
So, the jury duty scam, it's a common one, but it's common because it works. People think that they miss jury duty. They get a call saying, you missed jury duty. This is a call from the local police or from a court officer saying you need to pay a fine. And what the new twist is that they're directing people to a website, and the website will look all sorts of official. It'll have an official sounding name, have seals on it, and they'll ask you to input your personal information, your social security number and your name, to verify, to check on your jury duty status. You're going to a scammer's website and you're giving a scammer your personal information.
So this is the original point of contact is a phone call, and they verbalize a website, which is also coming from them. Seems legitimate, and then all of this information you are readily handing over to them.
Yes, it's another way for the scammers to seem what you said, seem legitimate. Take them to an official-looking website, because maybe someone, I hang up with the phone and that didn't sound so legit, but let me just go and check this website out. Oh, it looks real, and
think about what you're doing, though. You're going to the website the sketchy person gave you.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So, we want people to know that this is this new twist on the scam, and we have only been able to find out about it from people reporting to us that this is the new twist. But because it's this new thing that maybe people haven't heard that this is how it's going down, they have a real website. Maybe it's real.
Well, so the new element is the website, not just the phone call alone.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And so then they are giving this information up. Are they also giving up money? Is there money exchange in this too? With jury duty, there shouldn't be.
Right. So sometimes there is. Sometimes the caller will say, "Oh, you owe a fine. You have to pay." Often in the scammer type of payment methods, cryptocurrency, wire transfer, gift cards. You have to go to what they call a government kiosk and pay with cryptocurrency. There are no such things. That's not real. That's
Repeat
not going to
that,
happen.
please.
You will not be asked to go to a government cryptocurrency kiosk.
There are no such thing.
There's no such thing. If you hear that, that's a scam.
Okay.
And pay this fine for missing jury duty. Red flags all over the place there. That's not real.
If you really were to miss jury duty, is there a fine associated? Can you be arrested? Like, are these things that people could be legitimately worried about?
If you are worried that you missed jury duty, what you should do is call the court of your jurisdiction that you're located, your county or your city,
with a phone number that you have found on your own.
Exactly, with the phone number that you have found on the legitimate website or however you can find it, and verify. And no, did I miss jury duty? Did I actually? Was I actually called at all?
Sure.
Is there a fine? Find out from each locality what the repercussions are if you actually missed anything, because likely they're going to say no.
Right. If you can get through to somebody, which you should be able to do on your own. So tell me,
and they know very much about jury scams.
Okay, I'm sure.
They get contacted all the time about this. I got this call that I missed jury duty, and they will tell you.
That's what I was going to ask you. Are you getting a little bit of a hint of the trending and the trajectory of certain scams based on maybe, say, the court system calling and saying, boy, we've gotten a dozen calls today in this very same thing? Like, are you hearing from them as much as victims?
Well, our data is based off of reports that come in, and whether that be from people who are from the county level saying, like, we're getting a lot of this, or from individuals who have experienced themselves. We're not necessarily always able to parse that out in the data. But I
would imagine a conversation with somebody who works at the courts would be
since we're
eye-opening.
telling people go to the courts and find out, have you actually been called? Go to those officials. I'm sure they're getting a lot of people double checking, because it is threatening. It is scary for someone to get this call and say you could face arrest, or you are on the hook for this huge fine because you didn't show up. And we want people to verify and double check and, get it from the horse's mouth. Call those officials.
Wonderful. All right. And give me the website to report, or a phone number, whichever you'd prefer, if people have been targeted or victims of this.
Yes. Reportfraud.ftc.gov. This type of scam, the only way we were able to know that this scam has changed is from reports that come in to describe this twist. And that happens over and over again. There's these scams that are commonplace, have been going on for years and decades, but it's like old wine in a new bottle. And we need to know what that new bottle looks like so we can tell consumers to be on the lookout for it.
All right. Thank you, Sammy. If you have a question for a member of the Scam Squad or need some help or advice, you can email us at thewatchdog@woio.com. Coming up on The Watchdog, grad students will have some tough choices to make when it comes to investing in their education. New borrowing caps are on the horizon. Graduate student loans are undergoing major changes this summer. For the first time, there will be a cap on what can be borrowed. Consumer investigator Rachel DePompa explains what parents and grad students need to know in this Watching Your Wallet.
The federal Graduate Plus loan program is going away June 30th, and grads will face new borrowing caps. Robert Farrington, the founder of the College Investor, says starting July 1st of this year, there will be a new direct graduate school loan, and the limits are based on whether you're going to grad school or professional school.
Graduate school is typically master's degree programs and other programs like that, and professional schools are certain designated programs that lead to a professional designation. Typically, we think of doctors, lawyers, dentists, things like that as professional school. Things like Masters of Education, MBA, Masters of Social Work, those are graduate schools.
Farrington says graduate school borrowing limits will now be $20,500 per year, up to $100,000 total. And professional school will be $50,000 per year, up to $200,000 in total.
These are very strict caps compared to the current system, which was uncapped. A Federal Reserve study just came out in December that shows that about 1/3 of current graduate students would probably borrow beyond those caps based on the cost of their programs.
Farrington says graduate students are going to have to make some tough choices, and it's more important than ever to really understand the return on your education investment. He says you will want to understand what you can expect to earn after graduation as a result of this degree. You'll also have to think about, does it make sense to borrow money up to the limits? And if you go beyond, you're going to be looking at private student loans. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
It's time for our recall roundup. Thermos is recalling more than 8 million stainless steel food jars and bottles after 27 reports of people getting struck by their stoppers, 3 permanent injuries as well. According to the recall, if perishable food or beverages are stored in the container for an extended period of time, the stopper can actually forcefully eject when opened, which can result in serious impact injury, lacerations. 3 people suffered permanent vision loss after they were struck in the eye. The recall covers the Thermos Stainless King 3000 and 3020 food jars and the Thermos Sportsman 3010 food and beverage bottles. Now, if you've got one, stop using it and contact Thermos to receive a free replacement pressure relief stopper or a replacement bottle, depending on the model. And the USDA says the A2 Milk Company has voluntarily recalled 3 specific batches of infant formula after detecting a possible toxin. The baby formula in question was sold via Amazon, at Meijer as well. That concern is that the toxin can cause illness like nausea and vomiting. It develops anywhere from 30 minutes to 6 hours after ingestion. No confirmed incidents of illness reported, but the maker says these batches must not be used. So if you have any of this formula, throw it out or return it for a refund. That's it for this episode of The Watchdog here on 19 News Plus. Every week we bring you the very latest scam alerts, fraud reports, recalls, and trending consumer news each Wednesday evening at 6:30. If you want to watch previous episodes of the Scam Squad stories, you can find those on Cleveland19.com under the News tab. I'm Jen Pachano. Thanks for watching.